Have a little faith, baby. Have a little faith.
Hello folks, it's the Anonymous Patriot back with another World of Tanks video. Sometimes driving an artillery on World of Tanks is a thankless job. Those of you who drive Arty know exactly what I'm talking about. We can have a fantastic match in the Arty of our choice and no one notices, much less gives us a shout out for the contribution we made to the team. Personally, I blame it on guys like Jingles who refer to Arty drivers as scumbags. There are other monikers we have to endure as well, such as Sky Cancer. Lots of times you will see people post worthless Arty in battle chat or tell you your opinion or your words don't matter because you are an Arty and you're hiding in the back. Well, we can hide in the back because we can reach anywhere on the screen with our shots, dumbass. Now go out and spot for us. All this and more, we Arty drivers take with a grain of salt. For all the insults and jabs, isn't it odd how fast those same shitheads will request fire at a target? Who are you requesting the fire from? You're Arty, clearly. But why do you want Arty to fire on those guys? Could it be that you are too fucking weak or too underskilled to destroy them without help?
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
Just saying. Seems like a lot of players miss that note and load-in screen about Arty being the primary firepower of your team and that you should protect them. Players very rarely protect their Arty, however. The best we can hope for is a tank destroyer or something camping around base to provide spotting close in. The only protection an Arty really has is to be able to hide really well, though. In this series of replays, I show exactly how useful artillery can be to a team. The first one is of me driving my M44 Tier 6 US artillery as shown here in one of the special event garages. Some quick specs on the M44. It has 280 hit points, pretty much one shot for most tanks at Tier 5 and 6. The armor is pretty pathetic, being only 12 millimeters all the way around. A reminder to those Lugans who tell you to go TD mode in Arty on city maps. 12 millimeters of armor doesn't cut it, fool. The best we can hope for is a clear line of fire down a street. Yet these same Lugans will request fire the whole match. And when they know artillery doesn't have a shot, then if they get destroyed, they start crying about idiot teams and worthless Arty in battle chat. The standard shell penetration isn't much, only being 59 to 98 millimeters, but as most shots land on top of enemy targets, where the armor is the thinnest, the shots usually penetrate. Standard shell damage ranges anywhere from 525 to 875 hit points, depending on the RNG for that match. The standard equipment loadout for any of my artillery remains the same, with an artillery shell rammer to improve reload times, a gun lane drive to improve aiming times, and a camo net to help hide my Arty. I have the usual consumables, though many times in an Arty you don't need these, as if you get spotted, you're pretty much dead already and your team has probably already failed. Now for my crew. If you watched my Finger of God video, you were already introduced to Simon Tilley, the commander of my US Arty crew. I keep the same Arty crew and move them up as I move up through the tiers, something which you should do in all of your tanks anyhow. You can see that Sergeant Tilley and his crew have a few medals, the Top Gun medal, which I won in the Finger of God video, and during this time a total of 9 high caliber medals. As for skills and perks, the first perk for an Arty crew should be Brothers in Arms. This improves the entire crew's skills across the board, but at this time my Brothers in Arms perk wasn't active. That was because I was training a second loader at the time, Sergeant Melvin Otten. While he was in the M44, he had helped to get 2 high caliber medals though. If I had thought ahead, I would have switched out loaders in the M41 and trained Sergeant Otten before moving up to the M44, keeping the second loader in reserve in my barracks. In hindsight, I've decided to repurchase the M41 to train another gunner that I will need when I eventually get to the M55 Tier 9 artillery. That new crew will end up most likely going into my M40 Tier 8 artillery, which I will keep as well, just so I control Tier 6 heavy tanks. If this keeps up, I will have to buy more slots in my garage, I swear. This battle takes place on the Pearl River map, which is a tough map to play well in Arty. Finding the best firing position is really tough on this map. I haven't featured this map in my videos yet, so let's go over some strategy. It's a complex map, so bear with me, but also one of my favorites in most any tank I drive. The bases are situated in the northwest and southeast corners of this map. Pearl River winds through the map, and the prominent features of note is the Chinese Gate and the large village on the edge of the river. Both provide hard cover buildings for protection from artillery and direct fire, though oddly enough these aren't utilized as much as you would think. I didn't color code the attack routes on this map because simply we'll find all types of tanks in any of these areas marked with the white arrows. All three routes of attack are fairly important, and if you don't cover them all, your team will get flanked and your arty will die, and then your base will be captured while you're fighting it out on one of the other routes. The most important of these, in my experience, is the center route. It tends to be the most heavily contested on this map, and if left completely undefended, can and will spell doom for your team fairly quickly. But this video isn't about heavy tanks, it is about artillery. The firing positions marked here in yellow dots are pretty much where the artillery sits to fire on the enemy. In this Tier 7 battle, our team outnumbers the enemy team in heavy tanks, but we are heavily outnumbered in medium tanks. But it is made up for us by having a greater number of tank destroyers. This was an artillery heavy game, with each side having 3 artillery units. Both teams had a Tier 7, Tier 6, and a Tier 5 artillery. I am driving my Tier 6 M44. So let's take a look at how the battle plays out. Well, here I am on in my M44 on the Pearl River map. Now, Pearl River is the one with the Chinese Gate. I'm starting on the southeast base, and there's only one good arty firing position on this side of the map. And I'm going to it right now, so all you arty guys pay attention. This is a really good firing spot. You might not think it, but it's true. You could go where if you look down in the bottom right hand corner at the minimap, you'll see our other arty is going to sit over there. And the problem with that is those spots are really exposed and not very well hidden. So we zoom in, and I'm looking up through the center because that's usually where most of your targets will appear. And this is kind of at this point, getting this set up so quick, this is kind of a waiting game. If you look at the mini map down on the bottom right hand corner, you'll see this lemming train headed on the south route. There's only one medium tank going up north, and I say that in battle chat, as you see right there. There's one medium tank going covering the north route, 2 heavies and a tank destroyer in the middle. They got that locked down. And I thought to myself, I said, you know what? Something's wrong here.
Who's the slimy little communist shit twinkle-toed cocksucker down here who just signed his own death warrant?
Most of the enemy heavies are and mediums all went south. So I start lobbing rounds in. Woo! Hit him for 254 damage. I think I got some splash damage on that T-34. I'm not sure. Just gotta wait for the reload on the M44. It ain't too bad.
Well, any fucking time, sweetheart.
Just sitting here, fired off another shot. 535 damage. Killed that T-34 sitting there. Boom. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the T-20. Boom, you're dead, buddy. And fire off another round at the Tiger P. Hit him for 336 damage. He's thinking, well, maybe I better back up. Something's wrong here. I'm in a bad position. And he decides he's retreating. I'm waiting. Here comes my reload. Fire off a shot. Just hit next to him. Got some splash damage on that Tiger 1. This KV-13, they're down there. They're probably glad I'm firing on these guys because there are a lot of them. Take a shot at the M4. Missed. Didn't hit him. Not even any splash damage. Oh. Our team's really doing pretty well. They're whittling it down. Oh, so much for that one. I'm going to take another shot at this M4.
Critical hit.
337 damage. Wow, he decides he's going to back up too. They're like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Oh, hey, cool. The ARL-44 got tracked and I got a shot. Wait for the... Here it comes. Boom. You're dead, buddy. You're dead. So much for that push. Bye-bye now. The score is 7-2. They wasted almost their entire team on that south push. Oh, what do we got here? Oh boy. And SU-152, he's dead. I wasted that shot. That pisses me off when that happens. When I fire on a target and they get destroyed just before my shell hits. It's like, oh, son of a bitch, I wasted a fucking round. What the hell, man? Makes me a little angry. Well, I'm reloaded, looking for... Ooh, I hit that... I killed that Stug 3G. Didn't even notice that one. Waiting for my reload. See, that's what I'm talking about. If I had fired, I would have wasted that shot. Now, I thought to myself, I said, something's wrong. I said, these guys are coming in. Uh-oh, here's a tank destroyer trying to creep up. Oh, it's an E-25. Missed him completely. Didn't wait for it. I should know he ain't gonna see me because I'm tucked up here behind this, in this hill. Watching him drive all around our base like doo-doo-doo. Oh, so much for you. The Saint Emile got him. Score is 13-3. This game's just about over. Ain't got much left. I figure I took a shot.
That was close.
Got some splash damage on their AMX 13 F3 Arty. Waiting for my reload. Waiting for my reload.
Quality fucking time, sweetheart.
I haven't quite figured out how to do Arty videos yet, but I got it figured out now. You'll see it in future videos. Took a shot. Got him. 234 damage on the enemy artillery. Counter battery, buddy. You are more worried about moving around. Now this Challenger guy, I usually don't do this, but I already had 4 kills. I usually don't talk too much shit in battle chat, but this guy, he's running for his life. I just had to say something. So if you pay attention to battle chat, left-hand side, I'll be making a little post right there, because he's running for his life. He's like, oh no, I'm the last one left. I'm like, run, bitch, run! Because I was gunning for him. Another wasted shot. That's about all there is for that one, guys. And yes, if you were paying attention to the battle chat right there at the end of the match, you will have seen me post some smack talk into that last tank running for his life.
You're so ugly you could be a modern art masterpiece.
It's not something I usually do, but for some reason I couldn't help myself. I knew I had a good match, but not how good. I guess I just wanted to make him make one mistake so I could lay the smackdown on him one good time. I got 29,916 credits and 921 experience off of this battle. I got my Ace Tanker Mastery Badge. I got the Fighter Ribbon for destroying 4 enemy tanks. I got the Master Gunner Ribbon for scoring 5 penetrating hits in a row, which for an artillery is a real accomplishment. With all the nerfs Wargaming has been slapping on Arty lately, we're lucky to actually hit our target most of the time. I got the Bruiser token, which, like I have said before, is one I almost always get in my artillery. It comes from using strictly high explosive rounds, which, even if they don't penetrate, still cause damage and tend to beat the shit out of modules and crew members. And finally, I got the High Caliber medal for doing the most damage in the battle. Looking at the team scores, we see that I got top score on my team doing 2,362 in damage with 4 kills, earning me the High Caliber medal. The only one that even came close to me was our St. Emile tank destroyer driven by CJ Funk, having a very respectable game with 2 kills and 1,859 damage, though it wouldn't surprise me that CJ had one of these moments. Our American M12 Arty, driven by Bordass, also didn't do too bad for himself with 1 kill and 1,332 in damage. The enemy team, of course, did not fare so well at all. Only their grill artillery, that's a tier 5, did very much at all. Moving down the list, we see that their fail just got worse, with 4 of their tanks doing no damage whatsoever, one of those being their M12 artillery, driven by Hoyaz. After looking him up on Noob Meter, I think he should have stuck to playing tank destroyers. Looking at the detailed report, I fired 14 shots, 17 of which found the mark, but only 6 were penetrating hits, for a total damage of 2,362 with 4 kills. I made 26,916 credits, and with no repair or resupply costs, as I buy all of my ammo ahead of time and stick it in my depot, I got the whole chunk of credits. This battle took place at 6:33 p.m. April 28th, 2015 on the North American East server. Well, this has been the Anonymous Patriot with another installment in my World of Tanks playlist. Remember, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and a share, as it really helps out the channel. Until next time, folks, stay hull down and keep your ammo rack wet.